Class C, Class C+, Class A motorhomes. Yes, it can get a little confusing. On this week's show, Jeff Johnston shows us what a true Class C is, as he takes us along on a review of the Gulfstream Conquest Class C motorhome. Then, we'll explain how you can win a Carefree of Colorado power awning, just in time for the upcoming RV season. We'll also check out a great camping chair that definitely fills all of Jeff's requirements, and then some. Later in the show, we'll catch up with Mark and Dawn Polk from RV Education 101 and get some trailer backing tips. These stories and more coming up on this week's Rollin' on TV. Rollin' on TV is sponsored by Carefree of Colorado, celebrating over 45 years of RV awning innovation. Closed captioning, where available, is sponsored by Forest River. Begin the journey.
There are all kinds of motorhomes out there available today. Class A, B, and C is the way most of them are known, and then there are, of course, some subclasses within there. Among those classes of coach, there is a model that'll fit just about everybody's needs and desires. Today we're going to take a look at a Class C motorhome and see what is it that makes a Class C, and what are the features about this particular coach that makes it stand out from the others. Today's subject is a Gulfstream Conquest Class C. Now this Gulfstream Conquest is a great example of a typical Class C motorhome. The easiest spotting feature on a Class C that lets you know that's what you're looking at is the fact that it usually has a large cab over structure directly above the cab. And the cab looks like either a van or a pickup, usually a van. It's built on what's called a cutaway chassis because it looks like they took a van, cut it off right behind the cab. The chassis comes from the manufacturer with the cab and the dash and all that nonsense intact and ready to go, and then the coach builder, in this case Gulfstream, builds the coach body to match the cab and the chassis. And this little feature right here is what really sets these guys apart, and once we get inside you'll be able to see why this is such a popular vehicle with families. Now from the coach body back, the Class C is pretty much like a Class A motorhome. In this case, the Conquest has a cool outside entertainment center, which normally has a television installed here, but it's got speakers and so forth. Pretty generous storage compartments in this guy. There's these 3 lower area storage compartments. They're big enough to contain quite a bit of material. Water heater, furnace, and refrigerator access panels, outside power, all the usual features. The nice power awning, which has certainly taken a lot of the work out of campsite setup. And in this case, for this particular floor plan, there's a small slide out on this end. This contains the bed that moves out and allows you to have extra room on the foot of the bed in order to get to the cabinets on the other side. Now around the back side of the coach, you'll see there's an empty spare tire mount. Again, this hasn't been to the dealer yet, so they haven't had a chance to install the spare tire. And there is a Class 4 receiver, plug-in for your brake control for your tow dolly or towed car, and a couple of skids. Now the skids are really close to the ground. They're something like 12 inches off the ground. Right now, the coach is up on its automatic leveling jacks, which has raised it up a little bit, but those skids catch on everything. It wouldn't hurt to put some airbags or something in the back of this coach to boost its height a little bit so you don't scrape every time you go in and out of a driveway that has any kind of a little bit of a shape to it. Now over here on the driver's side, or street side as we say, this is the largest or tallest storage compartment in the coach. So if you have things that are a little bit larger that you need to pack in here, you have, probably 20 inches or so of depth that's that tall. And there's also a little bit of space forward, so you can put a lot of stuff in here. Right now, it's got the spare tire and a few other odds and ends, dump hose, plumbing parts, and all that. Access hatch for the dump controls for the sewage system and so on. 30 amp power hookup, gas fill. And up here, you have the city water connection, black water flush, and cable satellite. And of course, there's a handy fitting here for a high pressure outside washer hose. Now, another one of the features that people really seem to enjoy about a Class C is that from the back of the cab forward, you're driving, for all practical purposes, a regular full-size van. And it also means that the dash, the electronics, all those parts of the systems were built by Ford and engineered so that it fits and integrates with the rest of the coach. But a lot of people prefer to buy something that's been built by a company like Ford as opposed to a Class A where the manufacturer is, you know, rigging it all together at the factory. When it comes to maintenance, of course, your engine is out here in front. This is a lot better access than you have in a lot of Class A motorhomes, and a lot of people prefer this. When you're going to just stop and check oil or add water to the radiator or whatever you need to do, the Class C allows you to do that with relative ease. Before we head inside, let's talk about how easy and fun it is to drive a Class C like the Gulfstream. Both the driver and passenger up front enjoy wide open scenic views from the Ford cab. The miles effortlessly melt away when behind the wheel. Familiarity with the dashboard and the driver's position is one of the things that makes a Class C comfortable to drive, even for someone who maybe hasn't driven an RV much before. You have all the familiar heating, ventilation, air conditioning controls, your large monitor here for keeping an eye on your backup camera or your radio and such. Generally speaking, it's all the controls. These haven't changed much in years and years that we've come to expect. People can get into a vehicle like this, and once you become aware of the fact that you've got this big box out behind you that's a little bit wider back of the cab, it's really comfortable to drive these guys. And the overhead, it's a kind of an advantage on a hot day because that overhang on the cab also provides shade for the cab area. So if you're driving around in the middle of the desert, you're driving in the shade in the cab, and that's kind of nice. It can help your air conditioning along. We'll be right back with more on the Gulfstream Class C story right after these commercial messages, so stay tuned.
Aquacam toss-ins. So fast and easy to use, it could seem like a game. Someone once said, the camping doesn't really start until the RV awning comes out. Whoever said that really knew what they were talking about. Carefree of Colorado, celebrating 45 years of RV awning innovation. For more information, visit our website at carefreeofcolorado.com.
Welcome back to Rollin on TV. The Gulfstream Conquest is a classic example of a Class C motorhome, so let's continue our look at what a Class C has to offer. It's really handy having the part of the kitchen counter right here so you can put stuff down when you come in. And one of the real pluses to a Class C motorhome is the amount of space in here. You cannot beat the wide open spaces inside of a rig like this. Now in this case, it has about a 13-foot slide-out room on the driver's side that contains the sofa, or the fold-a-bed, flip-fold actually, and the dinette. Now, it's not by mistake that a lot of Class C motorhomes are vehicles that are popular with young families that have kids to take along, because sleeping space is a real plus and a real priority in a lot of these rigs. It starts out with the cab over bunk. Most Class Cs in that cab over area you see have a huge bunk up here, and this is great for adults, especially tall people, because the bunk essentially goes wall to wall. And if it's an 8-foot wide coach, that's a 7.5-foot wide bunk approximately. Really convenient, and it's big enough to be able to contain a couple of good-sized adults. This one has the optional storage cabinets along the front, which is great for bedding and so on. And in this particular floor plan, you have, like I said, the flip-fold sofa. It's a little bit short, but you can sleep a couple of kids on there. You have the dinette, which naturally folds down to make into a bed as well, and you have the more or less RV queen bed in the slide out in the master bedroom and back. The kitchen area is fantastic in this rig. It has more counter space than a lot of much larger vehicles do. We love the countertop, and the sink is gigantic. I mean, everybody who's come in here and taken a look at this coach has commented about what a great sink this is. This is a practical sink that every RV should have, well, maybe not counting truck campers or really small ones. And the stove is a typical 3-burner, has plenty of room for our Coleman coffee maker. Don't leave the home without it. And there's a glass cover here that folds down, folds out of the way, and you have wonderful, easy spark ignition gas flames. Got a stove, and of course the large stainless steel faced refrigerator and freezer on the side here, and an overhead microwave oven. Lots of storage up above. More than enough storage down below for all your necessities. It's a very practical kitchen, and it's a great one for a family trying to keep a good food supply going for a whole bunch of kids, for example. This dinette is very nicely set up for adults. The seat cushions are nicely padded, firm, but they provide decent support, and you know, they feel good. The table is at a decent distance away from where the average full-size American adult would fit. It's the right height. Has a great window out here so you can enjoy the view when you don't have bright sun blasting in anyway like this. All things considered, it's a great little dinette. This is the kind of place where 4 adults can comfortably sit, play cards, eat, whatever, or you can, you know, of course, jam the kids over here on the inside so you can keep control of them while they're trying to get crazy with their Cheerios. Moving back toward the bathroom and bedroom area, there's a bit of a step up here, I think necessitated due to some of the plumbing arrangements underneath the floor. The step could catch you up in the middle of the night, but small detail, I guess. Now, one thing, another point that some people have noticed when they come to visit here is the door to the bathroom. Now, the shower is on one side, the toilet and sink are in their own enclosure on this side, but when you open the toilet enclosure door, it also comes over here to create its own little suite for the bathroom and bedroom. Makes it really nice. It provides a lot of privacy, so if you have a whole bunch of rambunctious kids or people up front, you can still be back here doing what you need to do in privacy, and that's pretty nice. And the shower has a couple of part folding shower door that kind of rotates back out of the way. Lots of space in here, a great overhead skylight for lots of room, lots of illumination. And the bathroom has a large, not ceramic, but it's a large toilet and a sink that's right handy there to be able to, for washing up and so on. It's a pretty nice arrangement, all things considered. This bedroom has a wonderful array of storage cabinets on the end here. Oops, stuff in there. Anyway, the storage cabinets all over. Large, easy glide out drawers, nicely finished. Well, a little rough, and in addition, if you're going to have someone back here changing clothes or something like that, or just taking a nap and they want privacy from what's going on up front, in addition to the bathroom door that closes to shut off this entire part of the area, you can also slide the door over here. If you can find the latch wherever it happens to be, there you go. And you can have privacy back here for whatever you need to do back in the bedroom area. It's kind of a slick arrangement. And then you open the whole thing up and it's one big party all over again. For more information about the Gulfstream Conquest Class C motorhome, log on to our website at rollinontv.com.
Exploration. It affirms that we are alive, demands that we are present. So let's put our work lives on pause, ramble out into the world, and share the journey with the ones we love.
more information, visit lancecamper.com. At Norco, we realize that some of your favorite RV destinations are off the grid. And Norco refrigerators are uniquely designed with that RV experience in mind. We call it Freedom Unplugged. To learn more about our Norco RV refrigerator line or to find a dealer near you, visit our website at norco.com. How would you like to spend this year's RV camping season under a new Carefree of Colorado power awning? Well, you can. Together with our partners over at Carefree, we're giving away a new 2019 model Carefree power awning designed to fit your RV, and this includes free installation. To enter our contest is simple. Just visit our website at rollinontv.com and click on the Carefree contest link, where you'll find all the entry information and rules. The contest starts January 20th and runs through March 22nd, 2019. Why wait? Enter now so you can be spending this year's RV season under your new Carefree of Colorado awning.
Most campers need camp furniture of one kind or another. Now, like most of us who've been doing this for an awful long time, we've been through a variety of chairs that some are more comfortable than others, some last longer, some fall apart while you're sitting next to them at the campsite, which of course is hilarious for all your camping buddies. But we kind of like a chair that's a little more reliable than that these days. And we ran into this new line that we're really impressed with. This is by GCI Outdoors. They make a wide variety of chairs of all kinds, standard chairs, rockers, low profile recliners, and so on. This one is called their slim profile director's chair. You can see it folds up fairly small, which makes it easy to store in a rig. And most of all, it's also very easy to deploy. But first, it's got a built-in handle, and it's a little bit heavier than some because it's made out of steel. It's not aluminum, and the steel gives it, of course, great strength. One of the things we really like about this line is how easy it opens. And that's it. So you sit down, and I'm 260 pounds and I have a very dirty knee. I'm 260 pounds and this thing feels really good. Plus, there's your little tray on the side with your drink holder. This makes a really nice camp chair. It's comfortable. It feels like it's sized right for a full-size adult. And when you're ready to go, one of the things we like about it, being of somewhat of a certain older age, is having these arms like this means it's a little easier to get up out of the chair. And when you're ready to bug out, all it takes is lift it up and you're done. So you can learn more about these GCI outdoor chairs from our website, rollinontv.com. We're going to have them with us from now on.
Wow, am I glad I used AquaChem.
Maybe chili wasn't the best idea.
AquaChem, the most powerful odor control available and the #1 seller for over 50 years. Need some new replacement rubber trim and seals for your RV? Now celebrating their 60th anniversary, Steel Rubber Products has been the leading choice for discerning hot rod and classic car owners for all their rubber parts needs. And now, Steel Rubber Products is offering the same high-quality parts and service to RV owners everywhere. For more information on Steel Rubber Products and to get a free RV catalog, visit rv.steelrubber.com.
Eventually the day will come when you need to back the trailer. Backing a trailer can be a little intimidating and it requires practice. In this section I want to offer a backing technique that always worked for me, but first let's go over some trailer backing basics. Before you start any backing maneuver, get out and walk the area you will be backing into. Look at where you want the trailer to go and determine where you want the trailer wheels to go as you maneuver. Until you are proficient at backing a trailer, it's a good idea to mark the trailer's path you want it to follow using some traffic cones. The next item I want to briefly discuss is your mirrors. The pivot point, which is basically the trailer wheels, is important when backing the trailer because this is the point in which the trailer turns during a backing maneuver. You want to use the pivot point as your guide. You not only want to have a full view of your spotter at all times, but you want to keep a line of sight from the mirror to the pivot point so you know when to turn. Another handy tip is to always try and back into a sight so the trailer turns towards the left side or driver's side of the vehicle. This way you can use the mirror and look out the window to see what the trailer is doing. Backing from the right side or the passenger side is your blind side. It is much more difficult and dangerous to back from the right side. The most important and helpful asset when backing a trailer is a spotter. The spotter can watch what is happening behind you and in your blind spots and let you know what corrections need to be made. When you have a spotter, you both need to agree on a set of rules. What I mean by this is, where will the spotter be located? How will you communicate with each other? And who is telling whom what to do? Rule number 1 is, when you use a spotter, whatever happens is the spotter's responsibility. They are your eyes and ears, and the driver should do exactly what the spotter tells them to do. Rule number 2 is, use only one spotter. If you use 2 spotters, I guarantee you they will both be telling you to do something different. You should develop hand signals that you both understand. How will you start, stop, turn left, turn right, and know when to pull forward? The backing technique I recommend is what I refer to as the assisted technique. This technique implies what it says. You have to have a spotter to assist you. The spotter needs to be in your view at all times. Never continue to back a trailer when you cannot see your spotter. The golden rule is for the driver to do exactly what the spotter tells you to. You may want to discuss who will drive and who will spot, because with this technique, the spotter is responsible for putting the trailer where you want it. After you establish hand signals you both understand and agree on, and walk the area where you will be backing, you are ready to start the maneuver. Start by pulling up straight, and as you stop, turn the wheels on the tow vehicle in the opposite direction you want the trailer to go. This will get the trailer heading in the right direction when you start the backing maneuver. In this method, the spotter stands in front of the tow vehicle in clear view of the driver and can slowly walk from right to left, checking blind spots and watching for the back of the trailer to reach the cones. You need to stop occasionally and look behind the trailer. Small children and pets can wander behind the trailer without you seeing them. The reason this technique is so effective is because neither the spotter nor the driver has to think about doing the opposite when backing the trailer. The first step is for the driver to roll the windows down and turn the radio off. The driver leaves their hand on the top of the steering wheel like you're accustomed to, and because the spotter is in front of the vehicle, they simply tell the driver to turn the steering wheel in the direction they want the back of the trailer to go. So if the spotter wants the trailer to go to the right, they tell the driver to turn the steering wheel to the right. The driver slowly turns and backs in the direction the spotter tells them to. Nobody has to think about it. The driver just does what the spotter tells them to do. The key to driving is slowly turning and backing in the direction the spotter tells you to. The 2 biggest mistakes made are turning the steering wheel too much and holding it in the turn position too long. If either of these mistakes occur, the result is it will require greater correction to get straightened out, and if you continue to back while holding the wheel in that position too long, the tow vehicle and trailer can jackknife. It will require some practice. The spotter will have to learn that once the trailer is into the turn, it's time to go the opposite direction to bring the tow vehicle and trailer back in a straight line. Do not be concerned if you have to stop, pull forward, and start again. This will happen more than once during the early stages. Take your trailer to a large open area where you can practice, and I guarantee before you know it, you'll be backing like the pros.
We hope you enjoyed this week's show. And for more information on anything you saw on the show, along with additional videos, stories, and RV news, visit our website at rollinontv.com. You can also find us on Facebook, YouTube, and Vimeo. As usual, this has been another fun production.